My government steals my savings. How do they do that? Well, I put some of these guys in the bank. I saved every year, so I'd have a nest egg. But what does my government do? It prints more of these things, so many more that I fear I may have to pay for retirement with something like this. This is a $1 billion bill, billion. It's from Zimbabwe. So, okay, our dollar hasn't been devalued this much, but I'm worried about my future. So how can I hedge against inflation and other government manipulation? Well, one thing I did was to buy Bitcoin. What are they?
The world is in financial disarray. Currencies failing, economies in wild flux, jobs being lost. But what if you could build an entirely new economy, one specifically designed for the digital realm? Well, that is the dream behind Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a decentralised electronic cash system that uses peer-to-peer networking along with digital signatures and cryptographics to generate currency. Now, with traditional money, think dollars, the euro, pesos, you've got a central bank, like the Federal Reserve. They issue the currency and they print more or less cash as needed, but not automatically adjusts the difficulty of mining so that 50 bitcoins are created roughly every 10 minutes. The reason they call it mining is because there's a set number of bitcoins that can ever be mined in the system. There's only 21 million bitcoins that will ever be created in total. You can't just print off cash like they do in the real world. You're digging it out of the system.
Bitcoin
like
applies to any
precious
type of
metals
business
from
anywhere in the world. When I
methanol.
discovered Bitcoin, I realized that without exaggeration, this is the most important invention in the history of the world since the internet. It's going to change everything. So any business has lots and lots of reasons that they would want to use Bitcoin. If you're using money in your business, you should be using Bitcoin. And it's going to be easier and easier for everyone around the world to use it. And I'm really excited about that. And everyone here, if you don't know much about Bitcoin, go and Google it tonight. Take a look. It's going to change the entire planet. Bitcoin is the first time in the entire history of the world in which one person can send and receive money with any other person anywhere on the planet. It doesn't matter if they have a bank account. It doesn't matter if they have credit cards. It doesn't matter about anything at all. If you have access to the internet and a computing device, you can now send and receive payment with anyone else anywhere in the world, and it's impossible for anyone to block you from sending or receiving that payment. It's impossible for anyone to freeze your account. It's impossible for any third party to interject themselves into that transaction in any way whatsoever, and that's never existed before in the entire history of the world. And it's one of the things that governments around the world today do currently is they finance their wars and the things that they do through inflation. They just print money for whatever it is that they want to spend it on. If the world were using Bitcoin, that would no longer be a possibility. So if you're opposed to governments inflating currency to pay for wars around the world, Bitcoin should be something
in my hedge fund. I own Bitcoin in my fund. I own Bitcoin in my private account. It is a huge deal. It's a huge, huge, huge deal. Because what you're talking about right now is for the next 3 to 5 years, an unbelievably better store of value. It is gold 2.0. Right? The value of gold that hedges the world economy about $9 trillion, right? $1,300 an ounce, of which only $100 to $150 is the actual production value. So all the rest of it is imputed. Where, Lena, you and I have decided that it's worth $1,300 an ounce. Well, guess what? I can do the same thing with Bitcoin, except now I could do it outside the purview of every single government. It's being used everywhere where you would think it would be used. Russia, Iran, Iraq, Egypt, Venezuela, Argentina, everywhere where you have currency pressure, everywhere where you want to basically shield your assets. And then after that, it'll probably become a payment mechanism. So in all of these three industries, you're talking about trillions of dollars up for grabs. Up for grabs, right? And it's just about trying something and taking a few months to understand what the opportunity is.
It views Bitcoin as a legal alternative currency, and that's Germany.
Put down that sauerkraut, because what I'm about to tell you is going to blow your Hefeweizen out of your lederhosen.
Germany will view Bitcoin as a form of private money, meaning it could tax profits made by Bitcoin companies.
That's from a website called SourceFeed. What does that mean?
A parliamentarian in Germany asked the central banker to give a ruling on Bitcoin, and they said what everybody expects them to say, which is it's private money. And that legitimizes a bit, and it allows them to start thinking about the tax implications. In this country, we haven't seen that sort of guidance from the IRS yet, but I think we'll see it pretty soon.
And they'll say it's okay, you think?
I think they'll say it's okay because private money has traditionally been okay in the U.S. If you think about Berkeley bucks or Brooklyn bucks, you can exchange private money. It's just about the capital gains that they're going to be concerned about.
Well, I hope so, because as I said, I bought some, and I look at the price of Bitcoins since they've been introduced. Boy, I wish I'd bought them last year, where they would have appreciated a great deal. But lately, they've been going up, so who knows?